who was my boss then for almost 2 years. But then again, Lang'ata has also been ranked as the most affluent and the most expensive place to live. Because either you live in Karen, you live in Southlands, you live in South Sea, you live in high rise. So it's a very big disparity. You can find a bed sitter in Lang'ata for 5,000, depending on where you are. You know, people just see Lang'ata as Lang'ata Road. Do you know Lang'ata has 5 wards? Karen is a ward in Lang'ata. South Sea is a ward in Lang'ata. High rise, Nairobi West and Muini. So it depends on where you went to look for a house. I can take you to Lang'ata and get you a bed sitter for 5,000. Next question, please. Don, you've already asked that question. You have. Somebody else?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Carolina Nyambura, and the last time that for Ramadan, you said for the online media, with the entry will be free for us. Can't you confirm?
All I need to know is to have a list. My manager, Lisa, is here. I don't know why you've never interviewed this lady who is my manager. This is Lisa, who is my manager, and she's the boss of my life. All I need you guys is to give me a list of everybody who will come with a specific media house. There'll be one entry per person, because if I see all these people, this is like 40 people. If all of you had to pay times 2,000, that would have been 80,000. Sasa 80,000 muikule mwende bure. But I promise you that everybody from the online medias, because I believe that this is the future. You people will have access to either stream for free, you'll have access to interview the artists, you will have access to do everything.
Asante.
And apart from that, you'll also have food and drinks, only if you pay.
Jalos, I have a question.
Go ahead.
There is a time you put a lengthy caption, okay, a lengthy post on Instagram yako.
Saying what?
Sema kwamba when young people are elected to parliament, young people, wakielektiwa wanaenda wanakuwa entrenched into the system, and they do not work for the, for the young people as they promise. Then ukienda kumalizia ukasema you hope, so quote unquote, you hope you won't change. Okay? So nikaona pale watu wanakomment wakisema Jalang'o is not even assuring us that he will not change, but ana hope. What can you say about that?
I don't hope I won't have to change. You know, most of the people go there to look for power, look for the name. You look for the name, you're looking for a name, you're looking for money, and looking for all that thing. How we shall be the leader. I'm just not wishing. I've already been doing a lot to the community, and that's why when I went to school, everybody expected Jalang'o to go graduate on a media-related study. But I went to learn community development. I graduated on community development so that I would know how to change the life of our people. Because this same communities is what has given me a chance to be what I am today. You understand? So I will not be that kind of leader. I will be the leader who wants to change lives. I'm launching my manifesto on the 3rd of December, at Ole Sereni. It's going to be a big event where people come out and know the kind of person. You always see me as a comedian. Come and see me on different. If you've seen me as this guy who is just doing marketing, come and see me differently. This is a new challenge, and we are ready to take it. And we are able to make a difference in people's lives.
Mr. Jalas, Heavy J, mambo vipi?
Poa.
Frasha here wa JMG TV. So I'm one of the people that wewe mwenyewe uta maintain your pace.
So maybe so that when they see the kind of leadership you are bringing, wapate
kurudi.
Just need to give back to the community and assure guys that we are much more than just what people think that politics gives. There are people who come in. There are so many politicians out here who are doing amazing jobs, and people never get to talk about them. People always talk about politicians who are not doing anything. I'm not a politician. I am a leader.
Asante.
Thank you.
Yes. Jalang'o, my name is Kid. I work for SP. But I have a question to ask. Most of your fans want to know, because you've been voted the most among the top 10 real personality in Africa.
Why top 10? Just say what number 1.
Number 1.
Why do you keep on putting me in top 10? I hate that.
All right.
I'm the number 1, my guy.
All right.
And that I keep on telling you guys every day. Always call yourself number 1. Whether it is press, presenter, or buy. Say, this is presenter or buy. Kenya's number 1 online
TV show.
When it is, this is Binga TV or JM or Plug or BTG or SM, always call yourself number one. Because if you don't call yourself number one, people will go for number two. Always make yourself on top. If you don't put yourself on top there, nobody will ever put you up there. All right. So talk to the number one Kenyan online TV radio presenter, host, and Lang'ata incoming MP. Go ahead, sir.
Jalang'O, number one radio personality in Africa.
Go ahead.
Your fans want to know because I understand at the end of when officials will start campaigning for your seat,
yes,
MP seat in Lang'ata, I want to know clearly. Do you have a contract with your employees?
Yes.
In case you miss out to get a seat for MP, will you go back? Will you go back? Will you go back and work?
This is the problem with people like you. You always believe that you're not going to make it. You understand? I'm not going to this thing not to make it. You are looking at the incoming MP of Lang'ata, so we don't have a part two. You understand?
Oh, yes.
But again, if I don't become the MP, this Jalang'O TV, that's already huge vibe. I run a complete marketing agency, Arena Media. But then again, this is Heavy J Baba. I will not look for job. They will look for me.
The reason why I was asking was that because I understand you're very in demand. So I want to ask to know.
Yes.
Is there a contract in case now you are free? Because I understand everyone wants to work with you.
No, listen now, let me make it even better and sweeter for you from SPM Bars. Even you at SPM is looking for me. so God has blessed me so much because of hard work. There's nothing that will ever replace hard work. You have to wake up, you have to chase, you have to push, you have to build your brand to a point where you're not selling yourself anymore. You're a brand on yourself. You understand? If you are, for example, this is Mungai Eve. How are you doing that job? How are you doing? Are you doing it to an extent that you're still begging people to employ you? This is employment already. You understand? If I'll ever get back to radio, I'm actually going to be the first MP who is a presenter. Because bunge inaanza saa ngapi? 10. So napiga job pale Kiss haraka nini nikimaliza pap nimeingia bunge. I hope I've answered your question. Yes. But it shouldn't be a problem.
You have another question? No.
Jalang'O,
yes.
This is presented by the leading online YouTube channel in Kenya.
Very good.
Now, Jalang'o, you've been on the forefront supporting Kenyan musicians.
Yes.
Now, kuna hii petition ya Omondi of playing 75% Kenyan music. You being a radio personality, what's your take on that?
I work at Kiss FM, and if you listen at Kiss in the morning, Kamene and I, we play up to almost 80% of Kenyan music. Yes. I don't know if you listen to that. And I want you guys to understand that we play 80% of Kenyan music. The problem with my brother Eric, the Bangi. Bangi. That's where the problem begins. You know why? If Eric wanted this thing to work, he could have called me. He has my number, right? He has Churchill's number. He has a few musicians' number. He has so many people's numbers, their personalities, all right? He could have sat down and called us and told us that this is the reason, so that it is not everybody sees it as Eric Omondi's fight. It is an industry fight. Lakini sasa Eric akamua kwenda kwa vita mtu ngapi? Moja. Eric, which camera should I leave? Utapigwa wewe, utapigwa pako nyoroke kabisa. And I need us to fight this fight, all of us together, involve all the stakeholders. We have DJs, we have the artists themselves, we have kijaribu ujinga na sisi, tutampiga na tuende tuonyeshe watu pali anaishi na mashida yake yote na tumrudishe kwao Kenya. Asijaribu ujinga na comedians. Now, so all this time, we want our real support. People make money out of music. The industry is a multi-billion industry. If you travel out here, you'd see and realize that most people make money out of the creative industry. But you can't fight this war yourself. We need everyone, all right? We need everyone. So, Eric, go back home, redraft the bill, include everyone. Let's all move as an industry.
So,
yes.
Yeah, my name is Mutua from CBC TV. And yesterday we saw Nikita winning 2 Afrima Awards. How can you comment on that?
Wow, Nikita, I'm very, very proud of Nikita because when Nikita was, I think, 8 years old, 8 or 9, when I was starting Jalang'O TV. Nikita, through Terence and Chebi, they gave me the first interview when Nikita was still a very small, beautiful young girl. But look at her right now. What does Nikita journey tells you? It tells you about consistency, hard work, and passion about everything. I want to take this opportunity as Jalas Mwenyewe to just appreciate Nikita. And Nikita, if you can just make a quick appearance at Luo Festival, I would appreciate so that you can sing that beautiful song, My Ex.
Yes, Mr. Heavy J.
Talk to me.
YGMG TV back here again. So the issue with us youths ni employment. And that is really making us suffer. We have degrees na hizo madiplomas na nini. Hata some of us tumeenda mpaka extent ya kupata masters. And you are still suffering. So na najua wewe ni mtu wa watu, umekuwa. So what plans do you have for us youths ukifika pale kwa wazito? To make sure that we have jobs.
Number one.
Na ukijibu hiyo,
yes.
Consider me pia mimi nataka kazi.
Okay, number one.
Yes.
The fact that you don't see what you are doing right now as job,
yes,
is the biggest mistake. YouTubers here seated with us here, earning more than lawyers in this town, earning more than teachers, earning more than ministers here. But the thing is, you want somebody to describe the next job for you. I can't lie to you. The creative industry is the next big thing. And we are a new generation, a generation different from our parents who believed that a contract at a government office, a civil service office, or a lawyer or a doctor somewhere, that is what we call job. This is already job. I want to call out most of our youths and everyone that, you know what, as much as you have these degrees and everything, the one thing that will change the narrative is ourselves when we start taking the passions that we have, the creative industry that we have, to be our biggest job. But
yes,
out there, we will fight and push for bills that will have youths employed in the different government sectors. If that is what they believe as jobs.
The last, I'd love to ask again. We see so many young people rising in music, in the entertainment industry. And are we expecting upcoming talents in the low phase, and how many do you give the chance to perform?
Wow. Really, I can easily tell you something. That if there's one person who's given talent to anyone, ask Nadia today, when nobody or very few people knew who Nadia was. She was a student at Maseno University. I think the biggest event she's ever performed in at that time was Jalang'O Festival. Until people used to question me, who is this young lady you're giving chance? And Nadia herself knows that I used to defend and tell them that this is the next big talent. Jalang'O Festival gives the biggest talent to everyone. Breezy will be there, we'll have Kibandaski there, Nyasaje will be there, and so many. And Bahati will be also making a quick appearance there to sing with the Prince Inda. And Hat the Band will also be making an appearance to sing with Breezy. Yes, so there's always a lot of artists coming up. Very good. You have my right name.
Okay, so Mweshimiwa, you're going into Yanata.
Silence hapo nyuma tafadhali.
And the question is, are you affiliated to any party right now? I'm an ODM.
So what question are you asking? Are you affiliated to any party or ODM? Anyway, from your mouth to God's ears, I'm in ODM.
Amen.
Yes, thank you so much.
Anyone else?
I represent the Wabit Show.
Wabit Show.
Mbona umeamua represent ODM na si hizi chama zingine, ama it's because he's your fellow tribesman?
No. I don't go for tribes. The people I've supported in my life have never been tribes. This lady here, Munyao, right? What tribe are you?
Kamba.
You asked me to support your YouTube channel. Did I do it?
Yeah, you did.
You did a full interview with me. Did I bother whether you are Luo or not?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. This is BTG. Where are you from?
I'm from Meru.
Meru.
Yeah.
You asked me to support you. Did I support you? Of course. This is Don. Have I supported?
Sure.
I've never ever in one day ever thought and seen ourselves here as people tribes. I've never ever. You understand? When I decided to take Harun for treatment in India, did I ever think that he was from people will never ever see us as people who believe in tribes? I believe that I don't care where I come from, my tribe, my religion, because we are one people, we are one country. But in Lang'ata, it's going to be a two-horse race. We have two main parties in Lang'ata. Nixon Korir, who will be running on UDA, and Jalas, who will be running on ODM. And Nixon Korir namuingiza chini ya basi mapema, apaka vitu zake, arudi kwao nyumbani Solai.
Oh yes. Jalang'o, I'm asking, we've seen you help people like Omondi, Harun kwenda India na wase kadhaa sana. Sasa unaenda kuingia Lang'ata kama MP. I mean, what difference are you bringing to the game?
No. The helping and the charities is something that I've always done, whether in politics or not. I've been doing it since then. So that will not change. You understand? I've seen the guys from, what do we call it? The guys from Finya, Ntakufinya. We gave them bikes and we had promised to do a TV advertisement for them. The company that we were supposed to do an advertisement for them had closed their financial year. They should not worry that their houses were brought down. There's nothing I can do about that. But I will still see what to do so that when the company opens its financial year, they can still do that advertisement. But also there's something about trends. And this is one thing I've always wanted to address to everyone. When you are trending and everybody's talking about you, make the best at that time. All right? Because today we have Fenya man, tomorrow we have Mtumba man, tomorrow we have Pastor, okay? So make sure that if anything will ever happen to you and everybody's talking about you, make the best out of it. But everything that I've ever promised anyone, I've always delivered. All right.
Heavy J.
Go ahead.
I'm a student of economics, and I believe that it's intertwined in our politics. Now, a country that can aspire to, develop, a country in aspire to develop, lazima get their politics right, and leadership right, and any right. So, ukiangalia huko nje, many youth are hopeless, and out of people when you interact na wao, like 5 out of 10 wanasema hawata. Reason kwa sababu hata wakichaguana hakuna game change. Unaelewa? Ingia huko unapata wanaenda kujitajirisha, to pursue their selfish ends, na wanawacha watu wenye waliovotia. So, what can you tell people, especially the young people, about voting and
Number one,
yes.
I already understand where you're coming from. Bad leaders are voted in by people who do not vote. Bad leaders are voted in by people who do not vote. You have to register as a voter and decide. People say that your vote doesn't count. But just the thought of you registering and going in and voting, you already made a statement for yourself. As young people, I would easily tell you that right now, the registration now is going on in the IBC offices and Huduma offices. Please, go register in Lang'ata so that you can see the difference between politicians and leaders. Thank you.
COVID protocols will be observed.
Yes. Oh, now, guys, a quick one as we close down. Definitely, we want to just say that we are welcoming everybody to Luo Festival. It is going down this week. The whole of this team here will be coming, and all COVID protocols will be observed. We've done everything, and by the way, go out there and get vaccinated. It is good and it's good for you. And because this is ADJ, we have capacity, right? So kila mtu akitoka hapa vile Malala anasema nini? Lunch.